I don't know what to play. I've got all of these tanks. I don't know what to actually play. Like, I mean, one game can't hurt, right? What? I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I feel that this is what should happen to anyone that wants to play artillery. Thinks about playing artillery. That'd be good. Just get absolutely raided by the police, just slamming you the shit down on your chair. Like, no, you stop right now. Anyway, this is a tier 10 Soviet medium tank. Not the 140, not the 430U, not the 262A, not the T-22SR, but the Object 907. Also, not the K91, which is probably going to be the new tier 10 Soviet medium that is rear mounted and looks like a guard, but tier 10. And not great, except for shell velocity. It has amazing shell velocity, but that's still super test and it could still change. But this is a tier 10 reward tank for playing Clan Wars, just like the M60, which was the first one, the VK7201K. And then came the Object 907, then came the T95E6, and then came the 121B. I own the 907 and the 121B. The 121B, M60 VK, and T95E6 all had buffs. In this new 1.0.1 patch, the 907 didn't need a buff because it is still horrendously overpowered. It is amazingly good. It got a buff for some reason a couple of patches ago when it got an HD model, and then Wargame was like, we need to buff this tank for some reason. And so it didn't receive a buff in this patch, which is very much reasonable. If anything, it leads a slight nerf. But then again, I'm not gonna say that too much because I own it. I don't really want to get nerf tanks that I've worked for quite hard, except for like tech tree tanks like the 268 version 4, which is getting a nerf, by the way. It has been confirmed on multiple places on the super test. Gun handling, engine power, horsepower to ton ratio, you know, all the good shit that makes it just a tiny bit more worse. Also, this is Glacier. I don't think I've actually shown Glacier gameplay on this channel yet. I think that could have been one in a marking mission video, but not an actual proper video with a game in it. So this is Glacier. I don't really particularly enjoy this map, probably because I haven't figured out the meta for it yet, but so far I've gone south a lot on the small mountain roads, and then I'm just there like, yep, either I'm held up by tanks that either don't want to drive allies, or I'm held up by enemy tanks that are just kind of sitting on the corner waiting for someone to make a mistake, either him or me. Or we go north, where it's corner fighting, or we go in the middle where I'm open for artillery. So I haven't figured out how to play Glacier yet that much, but I'm getting there, I'm getting there. Oh, and to come back to the intro, I own an M5355, which is considered one of the most terrible artillery to play against. And the reason I own that tank is for the missions. For the personal missions. And now that I've finished the personal missions, I have no actual real reason to have the M53, M55. Except for when Wargaming, maybe, possibly, probably not, somewhere in the future, will release a second season of personal missions. And to answer someone's question, I do believe when I made the 260 video, or a video coming up to the 260, the first season of the personal missions will stay. They will not be removed. You can still get your Stug, T-28 HTC, T-55A, and Object 260 when the new season comes out, if it comes out. If. Massive if, because Wargaming doesn't know how to deal with it, not what to do, or even what tank to put in it. But whatever they do, they better not make the Chieftain the reward for tier 10. Because I don't want to have to play for another 2 years to get then the Chieftain like it is for the Object 260. No, more than 2 years. 3 years, 3.5, shit. Now, for the second season of personal mission tanks, it starts tier 5, tier 7, tier 9, and tier 10, right? So at tier 5, we had the Stug 4, which in the second season could easily be a VK6501H, whatever that may be, or maybe the Panzer 5.6, or... but these are just tanks they already have in the game, just not, you know, released yet. So that, either the VK6501H or the Panzer 5.6, whatever. It could be possibilities for it. Tier 7, they've got the T4485, the T44122, or the VK4502PB7, which is just a tier 7 VK4502B. Could work. That's pretty decent for tier 7. I'd be happy with that. Then at tier 9 it could be a bit of an issue, because so far there's only one real tier 9 reward tank, and that is the T55A. But this China server has the WZ120 GFT, which is a tier 9 tank destroyer. So, tier 9, for tier 9 they might have to like actually come up with something and not just another carbon copy of an already existing tank T55A. Then at tier 10 you have the M48A2, T54A2, T123E6, which is a tank, obviously. Then you obviously don't have the Chieftain Mark 6 because it doesn't exist. The Object 777 version 2. Well, we don't have the Waffenträger because that doesn't exist anymore, right? Wargaming, right? Yeah, I thought so as well. Because the Waffenträger of E100 doesn't really fit into this game. Anyway, you know what it looks like when you want to be greedy and push more damage out of a game? Kinda looks like that. Kinda looks like that. But we do win it anyway. The 50p cannot stay alive forever. Especially not with raining fire, holy shit. Wiggling doesn't help you, Mr. Batchat. What does help if you have a lot of support going up on the hill. That is 2, that is 3, that is 4 tanks going up on the hill. 4. And we have 1 Batchat who is bugging out because he knows there's no point in going up on the hill. And you want to know what it looks like to make a mistake thinking that there is no one behind there as you poke? I mean, I won't die, otherwise this will be a really short game. But that's 1. That's artillery. How fast he's aimed, I don't know. And thank God the STV actually bounces with 280mm of penetration. Otherwise this would have been even worse of a game. So I'm like, can't really sit here. There's 2 artillery. Ay, Dios mío. Last game, by the way, was, I think my first ace in the 907. It took me about 200 games because I suck in it. Yeah, I know it's like overpowered for its state, so I just think I'm horrendously overpowered, so I will bounce everything just driving in, and then I constantly die. But that was 9.7, almost 9.8k damage combined, spotting and, you know, damage done. This game will be even better, spoilers. It will be even more combined, spoilers. It will also be an ace, spoiler. Have I said spoiler enough? Like Infinity War spoiler. Dumbledore dies. Yeah, deal with it. They did say it was the biggest and most audacious, whatever the word was, crossover ever. So screw it. Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, and a bit of Jimmy Neutron in there. Let's go. Oh, Sheen dies as well. Yeah, I know, right? Jesus. If you've never watched Jimmy Neutron, then, well, Sheen dies, so sucks, man. Oh, I did say 200 games. I meant 300 games. Like around 300 games to ace this tank. Yeah. Well, this is a really difficult tank to ace, though. Like, you need almost 10,000 damage combined and more than 5 kills. And I got 5 in this game, or last game. I don't even know how many kills I get this game. I can have a look. Is this it? Oh, wow. Well, that's less than 5. Like, a bit. Not 4. Not 2. Not 1. Like 7. Yeah, I got like less than 7 kills. Oh, and this was also played during the Regretto Spaghetto Marathon to get the Progretto 46, which I do actually own. I own it. I haven't played it in randoms yet. I've played it in Frontline. And speaking of Frontline, you know the video that I made like a week back or so saying that I didn't really like Frontline? Well, I have managed to get to first prestige since then. And I'm honest, I played it with the completely wrong mindset. I played it not to play all the tanks. I played it to grind credits and only to grind credits. And I had to get general for myself. Like, I forced myself to get general. And that's honestly the wrong mindset. You just have to play it like without real huge goals. Don't make it too difficult for yourself. You play to like gain credits and stuff because winning and losing doesn't really matter, it turns out. But I did it wrong. And I admit, it's not a bad game mode. I do quite enjoy it. It still has its faults and errors and stuff like that. And they did like make it easier for the attackers to win again with the new micro patch. But in all, I have to say that if I'm in a good mood, I can play it for an entire day and not like lose my mind. So you guys were right. You guys were right. It is a better game mode. It's one of the better game modes that Wargaming has made, or at least another company has made. It's like Fishbone made it. I think it's like a company called Fishbone. They made that mode for Wargaming. Oh, Bongfish. Bongfish Crew made this mode for Wargaming, and they did a good job. It's like I said, it needs a bit of balancing here and there, but yeah, it's good. I'm now I'm kind of sad that it only runs to the 3rd of June, and I probably won't enter Prestige 4 because effort. But I like it better than I did before. So I've run out of APCR. I don't even understand why I'm running so much heat in this tank. I think I used it a lot during Clan Wars, and I just never changed out the amount of heat I carry. So that's gonna make me lose credits, especially when you consider that I'm firing at tier 8s and tier 9s. So I'm not really making more credits than I'm actually spending on these credits, which cost on these shells, which cost about 4,000 credits. In other news, Wargaming have of course released the KV2 Ragnarok and the Morlian skin for the BDR-G1B of all tanks. The KV2 Ragnarok is literally just a KV2 with a skin. It is a 17 euro, I don't know what it is in pounds or dollars, 17 euro tank for premium, which is decent price for a tier 6 heavy tank. And then 10 euros for the skin! That's expensive for the skin, but you know, Games Workshop, stuff like that. But I really wish that Wargame would just release the KV2 without the skin, which I won't, because it's in collaboration with Game Workshop. So if you want the KV2 Ragnarok, or like a premium KV2, it's on sale until the 1st of June. I'm not gonna get it, it turns out. Because 27 euros for a tier 6 heavy tank, that is the KV2, is just too much. And I do like my KV2, as you will see next week, by the way. Spoiler. But yeah, like 27 for a tier 6 heavy tank with a special skin of a game that I barely played. Nah. Speaking of skins, Wargaming put the M4190 not black dog on sale, because it is not black. It is the unskinned version. It's the grey version of the M4190, the tier 8 light tank for the Germans. So if you never got the chance to buy that, or you wanted it unskinned, well, it's on sale now. So go buy it. Haha. I'm not sponsored by Wargaming. I wonder if they're gonna put in the trade option if you have the black dog and you want the normal skin version, that you can do that. I think they will, thinking about it. I just see that the non-skinned tier 8 light tank is 25 euros and the KV2 Ragnarok is 27. If you're gonna buy a premium tank, it is the black dog, not black dog, non-skinned black dog.